Good evening, thank you very much, and welcome here to Duggan Park in Ballinasloe. We welcome you to Galway GA TV in association with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM for a real big fight feel. Saturday night's main event, Cappataggle against Sarsfields in the Forvis Masars Senior Hurling Championship. Both teams at the start of the campaign would have come in as pre-championship favourites, but based on what happens elsewhere later on, one of these teams could be out of the championship. I'm Darren Kelly, delighted to be joined in the commentary box by Andy Cohen. And Andy, it is at the start of the year, we knew this group was going to be tight, but people probably would have predicted these two to be the top two. But the likelihood is one of them will be finished up by the time we wrap up around 7:30.
Well, Darren, for me, definitely the game of the weekend on my game sheet for the weekend. And look, there's so many things at stake here. Sarsfields need the win to confirm their qualification. Same for Cappataggle to stay in the championship. And for me, that little add-in from the championship last year where Cappataggle beat Sarsfields in a fantastic game in Athenry in the quarter-final. So adding in that extra element, it's kind of setting it up for a real important game.
And their neighbours, their rivals as well. You talk to older Cappataggle people, they would have worshipped Sarsfields growing up. We're going to go through the teams very, very quickly. And this is the Cappataggle team. They'll, of course, be in the red and black. And we'll run through their starting 15 as follows. In goal, wearing number 16 is Michael Egan. The full-back line, 2 Declan Cronin, 3 James Garvey and 4 Lewis Coughlin. Donnacha Campbell is 5, Michael Garvey 6, Dara Dolan 7. The 2 captains, Aina Garvey 8, Oisin Fenn 9. Half-forward line, Ronan Garvey 10, Niall Collins 11, Keane Bowles 12. Inside line, Liam Collins 13, David Malone 14, and wearing number 35 today, Jarlath Mannion. A couple of changes from their defeat against Ormore Mary, but many of the big names for Cappataggle are there.
Yeah, lots of names there, really strong. Michael Garvey, obviously, building on his fantastic year last year. Lots of experience with the Galway seniors this year as well, too, so he'll look to lay the foundation from 6.
That's the Cappataggle team. The Sarsfields side will be up on our screen in a moment. A few changes and many more than we expected, and a few big names not down to the starting 15 will be up on our screen in just a moment. But this is the Sarsfields team that we have. Kieran Dolan in goal. Full back line of 2 Pierce McGurk, 3 is Leon Kinnair and 4 Kevin Hines. Wearing number 18 Cathal Dillon, 6 John Cooney, 7 Dara Donoghue. In midfield wearing number 8 David Connaughton, 9 is Ian Fox. The half forward line 10 Adam Donoghue, 21 Fergus Deely and 27 Diarmuid McCrory, and the inside line 19 Darren Murphy, 14 Kevin Cooney and 15 John Cosgrove. And as we look at the team there on our screen, Darren Morrissey, Alex Kinnair, Paddy McCrory, Joseph Cooney, 4 names to stand out that are not named in the starting team. And
that's certainly putting a little bit of pressure on Sarsfields now, Darren, with those 4 big names that you've named. Strange one about Darren Morrissey, there was nothing in the wind coming from them during the week. I see Alex Kinnair is heavily strapped there on his right hamstring as well too, so yeah, look, it's going to make that task a little bit difficult for Sarsfields, but and Cappataggle will look to capitalise on that.
They will certainly look to capitalise, as both teams are just in their final huddle, so you can see Sarsfields on the screen, but now we're going to have a Raw Naveen. This is Group 4 of the Senior Hurling Championship, and to tell you the table, Ormore Mary in 4 points are already through to the quarter-finals. Sarsfields in 2nd and 2, Cappataggle and Tommy Larkins both with 1 point each. The other game is taking place at the same time between Ormore Mary and Tommy Larkins. We'll be keeping an eye on that in Kenny Park, Athenry, over the course of the day, but we're just looking at the teams. A strong wind blowing to the left. The Derry Mullen goal, as they call it here in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe, will favour Sarsfields in the first half. We believe the referee for this game is Sean Byrne. He's in the middle of the field with the midfielders. The ball is thrown in. The game is on. It's Cappataggle against Sarsfields, and John Cooney getting a touch of the ball there for Sarsfields. Well able to score goals. He did it against Ormore Mary last year. Gives it to Ian Fox. Ian Fox wears number 9, but the interception, Michael Garvey was there, and Cappataggle managed to overturn the ball. Donnacha Campbell in the white helmet with possession sent it down in towards the attack in the direction of Liam Collins. Liam Collins with the ball sent it across. Was looking for David Malone. It's going to be instead. Jarlath Mannion has scored 1-5 in play in the championship. He wins the free, and the opening golden opportunity of the game, Andy, will come for Cappataggle.
It will, an early indication, but Jared Mannion is out for this evening. He caught that ball. It was a good crossfield pass from Liam Collins. Caught the ball and decided to put the head down in minute 1 and go for the throw to Sarsfields. So yeah, it's a good start, and they'll be happy to get a point on the board.
I'm happy to get a point on the board. We're just getting word there, and we'll have a double check in a moment. Is James Scale actually starting this game in goal? And we'll see that in just a moment. But we're going to watch the free here first, and it's going to be for Cappataggle. And we will have a look at this now. Of course, Niall Collins is the man that's going to stand up to take this, and after the work by Jared Mannion, and this will be an opportunity to get the opening score of the game right in front of the post. 1 minute into the game, and it's Niall Collins with the free, puts the ball over the bar, and Cappataggle go 1-0 in front, Andy.
It will, Darren. It's a nice start, comfortable score, and a good chance to get to kind of lose those early nerves.
Thanks, mate, for that. Play continues on there, and James Cahill is in goal, we've been told there now. So what a late change by Cappataggle as John Cooney puts the ball down in towards the attack, and Cappataggle gain possession again, and with the white helmet there trying to move around is the number 6 for Cappataggle, Michael Garvey, and he finds a teammate as Dara Dolan sends the ball across, and Cappataggle, Declan Cronin, a great defender for Cappataggle, sends the ball in towards the middle to Jarrett Mannion, and Jarrett Mannion on the left there trying to get away from the attentions of Dara Donoghue, send the ball in towards the centre but not to the intended target. Kevin Hines, all his experience there, took the ball. He wears number 4 for Sarsfields, and the scramble for play is in the middle of the park as the battle continues on there, and Sarsfields trying to hold on to possession. This is Fergus Deely on the move. There's what's Diarmuid McCrory to his left. Diarmuid McCrory with the shot for Sarsfields. He'll be disappointed with that, Andy.
What's interesting here, Darren, so far is that John Cooney started for the throw in at midfield, but he's now, I'm not sure who's intentionally started with a sweeper, but John Cooney seems to be sitting right in front of the full back line at the minute, probably to cut off that danger that Liam Collins is. But yeah, good early chance for Sarsfields to get a point, but unfortunately gone wide.
It's gone wide there, and it'll be a chance now for James Scale to take the puck out there as well. We saw him coming in with the gear bag. We wondered would he be in fouls, and lo and behold, he is here on the field to play. Jared Mannion didn't get the touch in that, so it's going to be, well, he did get the touch. It's a Sarsfields ball nonetheless, and it's going to be restarted by Dara Donoghue. Of course, Sarsfields, a draw will save them in the championship, keep them in the top 3. Nobody can make the quarterfinals in this particular game, but a lot of bite between these two rivals. Cappataggle, of course, in last year's county final, Sarsfields 7 times champions. One possession is won by Dara Dolan. He moves the ball forward, but again, as Andy said there, Sarsfields just have the line there covered by Kevin Hines, and the high challenging Kevin Hines wins the free out for Sarsfields, and it'll be a chance for them to restart the play.
That's good play from Kevin Hines there. Sarsfields very comfortable to keep that ball alive, keep the possession, and kind of careful with what they're doing sending along. It's a strange probably move to put John Cooney at sweeper, considering they seem to have that breeze that's in it. As we're looking over from the stand here, Darren, from our right to left, it's going away from the town, so probably you'd expect to Sarsfields hope to get a good score with that wind.
Yeah, they'd want to be in front at half time as we watch Kevin Cooney there in his own 45 metre line, and he's going to take this, and Kevin Cooney with the free for Sarsfields. It travels but not to be. It goes out to the left and wide, and is the second wide of the game for Sarsfields. They start off this year's championship with a 1-point defeat to Ardmore Mary, 219 to 121, but then announced their return to the championship, beating Tommy Larkins 2 weeks ago by 25 points to 214. James Garvey wears number 3 for Cappataggle. He'll send it down towards the right, hoping that Niall Collins can get in this. Niall in the blue helmet. The man against him is also in the blue helmet, Dara Donoghue, but it's Niall Collins on the move. A player running off the shoulder, but Niall Collins keeps going. He might go himself. Dara Donoghue with an excellent touch in there. The foul was committed beforehand, so it's going to be a free in for Cappataggle, Andy. And Niall Collins probably should have sent that ball off to Declan Cronin beforehand, but they got the free nonetheless.
Collins had the option. Declan Cronin, fantastic run for a guy that's coming from the full back line. Look at it, was a good run from Collins, having the option there. But yeah, look at that. It probably would have been a big ask to get a goal at that point, but still they've worked it, got the score. I suppose they had the advantage of getting the free with it so low. Look at Cappataggle will be very, very happy with this start.
Niall Collins is going to take this free. Nearly 4.5 minutes gone, just a 1 score in the match. It's Cappataggle 1 point, Sarsfields no score. Niall Collins taking his time there now, looking for the opportunity. He's already gotten a free in this game, looking for his second to double their advantage. Cappataggle did beat Sarsfields in last year's quarter final. He puts the ball over the bar in the 5th minute of the game, and it's 2 points to Cappataggle, no score to Sarsfields.
Sarsfields just need to settle. They've had their 2 chances now so far, just to get on the board. Look at 5 minutes gone almost the first half. They won't hit the panic button just yet.
Kieran Dolan is the goalkeeper for Sarsfields, another experienced stalwart for that team. Long drive, this just goes to show the strength of the wind, how far he can get down to the opposing full-back line. Oisin Finn was there to pick up the ball for Cappataggle, sends out towards Lewis Cockton in the yellow helmet down the field. This is good play by Cappataggle. Donaghy Campbell with the ball, offloads it, and Cappataggle are on the move. Oisin Finn, who started the move, is going to try and finish it. And Oisin Fenn puts the ball over the bar. Super score early in the game. What a score for Cappataggle.
That's a fantastic score for Cappataggle. They're pulling out the field. They're putting little pockets of space in here in the Sarsfields half-back line, so they're taking their chances. They're accurate.
3 points to nil, and it's 3 points to nil against the win. Sarsfields just haven't settled into the game yet, but plenty of time as Cathal Dillon tries to move the ball up the field, but only as far as the middle of the park. And again, it's Donnacha Campbell, well involved in the early stages of the game, sends the ball to a teammate, and Cappataggle are moving it down in towards the attack. And this is an opportunity now for Liam Collins if he can get control of the ball. Liam Collins has the ball in a acute angle. He'll do well to get it. Not to be for him. First wide of the game for Cappataggle.
Unlucky, good carry from David Malone in fairness, and when you have that option inside like Liam Collins, who's a lethal forward, Cappataggle are going to be using that more often.
Cappataggle drew their opening game of the championship in this very ground, 217 to 120 against Tommy Larkins. A disappointing day it was for them against Ormore Mary a couple of weeks ago, going down by 7 in the end. That finished 120 to 16 points as Aina Garvey tries to send the ball down towards the attack, and Cappataggle with possession there as well. The ball goes out to number 14 out the left, and number 14 is David Malone, and David Malone takes the return passes. The number 20 on the field to play as well for Cappataggle, so will change from the starting side as David Malone takes a shot that goes out to the left and wide. But Andy, we were wondering if we got the exact 15 from both teams. We certainly have 1 or 2 changes with Cappataggle, because I can tell you Daniel Nevin is out in the field of play.
Yeah, it's definitely the wool over our eyes there now, Darren, with that one. But look at Cappataggle will be much happier with the starts. They've worked their scores, they've kept the ball well, and they're creating the chances. Settled much better than Sarsfields.
They've settled much better than Sarsfields. 3 points to nil in the lead at the moment as Sarsfields try to take possession, and in on the ball there is number 19 Darren Murphy. Darren Murphy, the advantage is given for a free. It'll come back for number 8. That's David Connaughton. David Connaughton with the shot that goes out to the right and wide. I know both teams will be disappointed with the wides they've had in the game so far, but Sarsfields is coming back for the free. I know they will get an opportunity to go for a score again, but the shooting, even in the early stages with the wind, they'll want to be much better.
Yeah, David Connaughton, I suppose, had the luxury of the advantage there, but yeah, they won't be too happy now. Sarsfields, they seem a little bit nervous early on in the game. They're not the kind of sitting into a comfortable rhythm so far. Ian Fox, I see, is quite so far, and he's always looking to kind of get through ball after ball. So yeah, if Kevin Cooney can nail this now, they'll be happy.
Kevin Cooney with the free. Sarsfields are off the mark. It has taken 7.5 minutes of the senior hurling championship game here in Duggan Park, but it's a Kevin Cooney score. Sarsfields with a point. Sarsfields 1 point. Cappataggle 3, and James Scannell, what you got to restart the action there, just looking for the options around to see what he can do as everybody gets themselves in position. The puck out's going to be so important in this game, and a long drive down the field, but it's Sarsfields who come out to meet it, and John Cooney who comes out to meet it, and he's done well there. The man representing the team from New Bullon, he goes with a shot himself. It would have been a fine score if it went over, Andy, but not to be.
Would have been a fine score. Go poke out from Scahill into space, but there didn't seem to be anyone from Cappataggle reading that message there, and John Cooney, good attack, but coming from that deep position where he's sitting right in front of that 21-yard line for Sarsfields.
So Cappataggle moved the ball up to James Garvey. He'll offload it to Dara Dolan. Dara Dolan back in the starting team for Cappataggle, sends the ball down towards enemy territory, hoping that Jack can get on that. That's Charlotte Banyan, of course. Charlotte Banyan probably just paused for a moment. Maybe he should have followed through quicker. John Cooney did well, was brave, and Dara Donoghue, the man that sends it down the field, and Dara Donoghue with the score for Sarsfields. A good response for them, 2 in a row, 2 points to 3.
Well, if ever there was a way, Darren, to blow the nerves away for Sarsfields, that was a fantastic score from Darren Donoghue. And John Cooney was under a little bit of pressure from Jan Mannion with that one, but he got it out to Donoghue in a fantastic score.
A fantastic score. The ball goes out over the line, the far side of the field, and Sarsfields will get a chance to restart through Adam Donoghue. And Adam Donoghue looking for options there now, and waiting for someone to run the space. Darren Murphy read that very, very well. He didn't get it the first time of asking. Michael Garvey wasn't going to make it easy the second time, but it goes out over the line for a sideline ball for Sarsfields, and Kevin Cooney has this. Now you'd wonder with the wind, would he have a go at this? 9 minutes gone in the game. His team getting back into the contest after a slow start. Kevin Cooney, the son of Joe, getting ready to take this now. He'll be inside the 65-metre line, the far side of the field, attacking the goal to the left for anybody listening on audio. Kevin Cooney with this shot. It's going to travel, but it won't be travelling for a score, but it might travel in towards the house. It might come for John Cosgrove. He has possession of the ball, just can't seem to find a way inside. Declan Cronin there defending well for Cappataggle, and they've managed to overturn possession. On the ground is Dara Dolan, and Dara Dolan wins the free. Cappataggle very alert there.
Very alert. Good ball in from Cooney and Ferris on the live ball, and the better option as well to keep that ball alive is considering they need the scores to get into the game early. You know, it's very kind of often to have a pot shot this early from a line ball, but when that goes wide, it can kill the momentum for a team.
It can be a free out here now. Michael Garvey will restart the action for Cappataggle. They'll want to maintain the advantage. We've come up towards the 10-minute mark, and the ball is sent out towards the left. 2 passes later, and it's in with Dara Dolan, who'll send it down in towards the attack, and hoping now that Daniel Levin can get in this. Not to be for Dan on that occasion. John Cooney wins possession back for Sarsfield. Send it down the field. Great take by the brother Kevin. Kevin Cooney now turns inside his man. He'll go for the score. This should be a point for Sarsfields, and it's gone over the bar. John Cooney setting up another one. Kevin putting over another one, and the sides are level. It's 3 points apiece.
Getting into it now, Darren. Dillon just a little touch back to John Cooney up the field, and a good score for his brother Kevin there. So yeah, Sarsfields definitely settled now with 10 minutes gone.
Settled indeed they are. The sides are level for the first time in this game. Cappataggle really have to win this game. They can't really depend on what's happening elsewhere. We will try and find out what's happening in Kenny Park in a moment. Jarlath Mannion with the ball taken down, goes to ground, and it's going to be a free in for Cappataggle, and that'll be a chance for them to get another scoring opportunity. Of course, that strong wind, as Andy mentioned, it is blowing away from the town goal, and it is going to be a ball for Cappataggle and a chance for Niall Collins to go for the opportunity here. And
Jarlath Mannion did well there, Darren. He was under that puck out, it broke, and he kept the run going. He got the return, and in fairness to him, he worked his score for a free. So good work there from Jarlath Mannion.
Good work by Jarlath Mannion. It's going to be Niall Collins to take this now, and he is going to take this outside the 45-metre line just to put Cappataggle back in front, leaving factors elsewhere aside. Sarsfields can't afford to lose. Cappataggle must win the game. They'll be dependent on a reprieve, and Tommy Larkins are 3 points to 2 up on Ormore Mary in the other game as Niall Collins puts the ball over the bar, and Cappataggle go back in front 4 points to 3. Andy,
it's a different game when you're fighting for your life, and you can see Tommy Larkins now are swinging in that other game. They're leading Ormore, which, you know, going on their form, they would have found hard to do. But yeah, a line ball there for Cappataggle.
Yeah, and of course if Tommy Larkins do win the other game, then one of these sides will be going out of the championship at the end of the day. Of course, if Tommy Larkins don't win the game, there's a way that both of these two teams can advance, so we're keeping you updated here on Galway GATV.
That's the good thing here, Darren, is that the last game is the real fighting for your life stuff, so that's when the real character comes out, and you can see it in Tommy Larkins so far, and then both teams here as well too, they're fighting hard.
Yeah, well, there'll be important matches in the championship. You really feel the championship is coming to life tonight now with the knockout games. Of course, earlier on, Killimer Daly getting past Kilkenarn to stay in the championship. Kilkenarn going out. We will have a second team gone by the time this finishes, as Niall Collins sends the ball in towards the attack down in the direction of Jarlath Mannion. Jarlath Mannion in a cute right angle will be a good score if he puts it over the bar, goes across the goal. It was always going to be a difficult one there, but he still would have hoped of getting it.
Difficult angle there. He stepped out onto his right hand side for his last step there to make the space, but he was obviously making the angle harder.
Making the angle harder is the far side of the field. It's going to be Cathal Dillon to restart the action, and plays the pass back to John Cooney. John Cooney can launch these from long range, and John Cooney sends it down. This might drop in towards the house into the hands of the goalkeeper, and it's gone out for a 65, and it's a 65 for Sarsfields. Just a momentary blip there as well, and Sarsfields will get a chance to bring this back to Old Square.
Yeah, look at an early little could have been worse now for James, I suppose, on the other side of the post. From look at it worked out well, it went wide, and look at that was a dangerous ball. John Cooney, I think, purposely looked for that direct ball into the square and just have a go early and see could be lucky to work a goal.
So this will be now an opportunity for Kevin Cooney to restart the action here, and this from a 65. It looks like Keane Bowles is the player we're missing, Andy. I'm not too sure if you spotted it or not. Kevin Cooney with the shot for Sarsfields. Again, the wind is playing its factor. We have to take that into account, but that ball goes out to the right and wide.
Strange one from Kevin Cooney with the wind behind him. He seemed to get right underneath it and probably skinned off the hurling out to the right hand side. But yeah, a costly little miss there now for Kevin Cooney.
So James Galway starts the action, sends it down toward the field, and it'll come for Daniel Nevin, but he loses out on that particular occasion. Kevin Hines again with the ball, gives it back to John Cooney, sends it down the field in towards the attack. Of course, Sarsfields trying to create a scoring opportunity here. High pull down there, no doubt about it. It's going to be a free in for Sarsfields, and this will be their opportunity now to get back on level terms.
Going the Mojiric there now over the last couple of balls, Darren, but yeah, Kevin Cooney did very well there now in early contest before the ball dropped, and next thing he was pulled back, so it was a clear free. So a definite, you'd have to say a definite score here for Sarsfields.
Yeah, we just saw back there a clear pull down right, so Kevin Cooney to take this free, and this now to put the sides level again. That's what he does in the 15th minute of the game, and the sides are all square. It is 4 points apiece.
It's going to form, Darren. Sorry, it seems to be Cappataggle against the wind, being more conservative, holding possession. And Sarsfields with the wind, they're happy enough to kind of move that early and get it into the danger zone inside. Yeah,
you'd imagine that Sarsfields do need to get those scoring opportunities and make them count, and like they're probably just taking their time to settle into the game. Cappataggle having the problems getting the ball out of defence. Declan Cronin trying to use his composure there as well. He'll give it back to the goalkeeper. And James Gell sends the ball out the field now towards the 45-metre line, and it might break down there again. It does indeed break down for Cathal Dillon for Sarsfields. He'll give it to Darragh Donoghue, and Darragh Donoghue now with a long range effort. Is that good for Sarsfields? Not to be for them, and the ball goes out wide. And as you said, it feels like the real start of the championship. Of course, it's all in the line in this particular game, and those edgy moments are certainly starting to show.
It is, yeah. The first one went over for Donoghue there on the last occasion. So I suppose just to be that bit more conservative involved, they have the win and they can't afford to waste it.
Yeah, there was edgy moments when they met in the championship Championship last year as well. Neither want to lose to the other side. We mentioned at the start of the commentary how Cappataggle would have looked up to the Sarsfields team that won All Ireland's back in the mid-90s as Lewis Coughlin takes possession, but now Cappataggle were the team that knocked them out. Indeed, have a good record against Sarsfields, have won 2 of the last 4 championship games they played. They've drawn another, and Sarsfields winning back in 2019, the last time that they scored a victory against Cappataggle. Can they get the victory here today as they go for the scoring opportunity here? Jimmer McCrory with the shot, and that's not going over the bar either. The wides are piling up. I have it 7-3 at the moment against Sarsfields.
And look at Darren, in about 45 minutes time when they're coming down the home straight, they will all be added up, and Cappataggle are going to have that win in the second half. So Sarsfields, maybe they're hoping they won't live to rue those misses.
Yeah, of course, as we enter the second quarter of the game, Cappataggle will be very, very happy where they stand in things at the moment, because with that win to come as well, and they're looking lively on the ball as they try and create another opportunity. Ronan Garvey involved in the mix there as well, but the white jerseys of Sarsfields are jumping in there, getting involved, trying to move the ball out the field, and the foul is eventually won, and it was won by Darragh Donoghue. He was on our flank a few minutes ago, the far side of the field there as well. He's looking hungry for ball.
Hungry, and in fairness, Sarsfields have a good platform there now. Donoghue, Kevin Hines is there, and of course John Cooney is the free man, so they have a platform there straight away. Cathal Dillon is in the area as well too, so they're physical, they're strong, and anything that's dropping, especially from Skehill's puckouts, John Cooney is attacking them with power, so they're launching from there, but I suppose on the other end they need to tighten up a little bit on that accuracy.
So it's Kevin Cooney to take this free outside the 45 metre line, his own 45 metre line that is, sending it with the wind. Can he get this over the bar? He'll want to get 1 or 2 just to get himself going again. Kevin Cooney with the free. How close this is? He's gone over the bar. He's gotten the score. Good score, says Andy, rightfully so, and Sarsfields lead for the first time.
There's big pressure, even not just the distance there on that Kevin or Darren, but the fact that he's willing to come back there. Well, then he needs to score that if he's coming all the way from 14. So look, at lots of pressure, fantastic score.
He's his 4th score of the game, 3 from frees, 1 from play. Sarsfields in front by 5 points to 4. Jarlath Mannion with the ball for Cappataggle, moving down the left. He has the advantage of the free. Sarsfields never given Jarrah much room when he gets in the ball. They know how dangerous he is, and he wins the free out on the left hand side of the field, and this will be an opportunity for Cappataggle to hit back.
Well, and 2 frees, 1 there now for Jarlath Mannion. Look at, he's a wily fox. He's been around long enough now, and once he gets that ball in his hand, he's always looking to cross the defender, draw the free. So look at a good score now, and Cappataggle probably needed that now. They're the last couple of minutes now, we're into 17 minutes, Darren. Cappataggle probably need the score here to keep themselves alive and ticking along.
Yeah, plenty of scoring opportunities in this game. If you don't count the balls they've dropped short, this will be the 20th scoring opportunity, working on 50% of chances taken. That's assuming that Niall Collins puts this over the bar for Cappataggle to level the sides again. Nearly 18 minutes gone in the game, and it's Niall Collins with the free, going for the post, puts the ball over the bar. That's the response that Cappataggle needed, their first score in 6 minutes, and we're level again, Andy.
Nice score, and you'd have to say that reasonably quiet afternoon so far for Liam Collins, so you'll probably look with the wind and they'll look to make more space and feed him better.
Yeah, and a long drive down the field there now for Sarsfields. It might break out here now. This is John Grove trying to work away inside. Did he go down? And the referee has called a penalty. It's a penalty for Sarsfields. We might get a look at this again in a moment, but a penalty for Sarsfields.
Yeah, look at good carry there, in fairness. Yeah, probably definitely a foul there.
John Cosgrove, the man who's in there.
Yeah, it's good carry. It's a break from a puck out. In fairness, timed his run perfectly and got onto the break, and it's a good opportunity here now for Sarsfields to get a major. A
chance for them to get a major as well, and this will be now. Can they get the goal? A goal going to be very, very important on a day like today. Kevin Cooney, the man that's going to step up and take the penalty, goes with a shot, and with a save. Yes. It's gone wide. No, it went wide. It's a wide ball. We might see that again. I
think it's a 65.
He seemed to signal the wide originally.
It was a good save. Great save for Scanlon, fairness. It
was a fantastic save. That was my instinct there as well, but I was watching the umpire wave the wide, but no, it's gone out for a 65. So Sarsfields will get another go, and James Skehill saves the penalty from Kevin Cooney.
Good save, Darren. Looked like down the middle. In fairness, Skehill probably hadn't gone all the way to his right hand side for the full save.
So Kevin Cooney is sending it in towards the house. He didn't quite hit that with the confidence that we normally expect from him. I suppose he was trying to judge the elements in fairness to him, but it's the 8th wide of the game for Sarsfields, and it remains 5 points apiece.
That's a major part of the game there now, Darren. I know there's a long way to go yet, but missed the penalty, missed the 65 with it. Sarsfields won't be happy there.
Oisin Fenn hasn't managed to get control of the ball, and Jimmer McCrory is out there battling for possession, and Darren Murphy now with possession. He wears the number 19 jersey, gives it back towards John Cosgrove, who won the penalty. John Cosgrove is going to send the ball towards the house, and it looks good, and John Cosgrove, an excellent score. 20 minutes gone in the game, floats it over from the right. 6 points to 5 to Sarsfields.
Forget the 2 easy chances, Darren, and go for the hardest one over by the sideline. It's Sarsfields seem to be making it a lot harder for themselves, but look, they'll be glad to get back on the horse there now and get a score. score heading into the last 10 minutes of the first half.
And I'm just hearing there that the current score in that Kenny Park out in Rye is Tommy Larkin's 11 points, Ormore Mary 4. So 7 points Tommy Larkin's lead. Now we're not too sure how much wind will play into that as well, but as we mentioned already, if Tommy Larkin's win the game, then one of these teams that's going out, Dara Donoghue, is hoping it won't be Sarsfields. Dara Donoghue on the left hand side of the field. He should might have gone himself. He gives it to Darren Murphy, and Darren Murphy will put the ball over the bar. I thought that Dara Donoghue would go himself. Unselfish he was to put the ball across, but a point, it ends up for Sarsfields.
A strange move from Dara Donoghue. I thought he should have just tacked it over from about the 45 and get back out and turn again for the puck out, but look at, they worked the score. They'll be very happy. They seem to have shrugged off that goal and the point missed from the penalty, so they'll be glad that they've kind of settled down again.
Yeah, when you look at it there, Cappataggle led by 3 points to nil after 6 minutes. So in the last quarter hour, Sarsfields have outscored their opponents by 7 points to 2. We are qualifying that with the win being with Cappataggle in the second half. Niall Collins with possession there now as he moves towards the 45-metre line. The pass inside with David Malone, wearing number 14 with David doesn't hold on to the ball. John Cooney again winning possession for Sarsfields, and I didn't know if the ball was stopped for the free. The referee had to hand out for the free, so I think we're going back for the free for John Cooney. But we were talking about Dara Donoghue and he's influencing the Sarsfields defence. John Cooney's reading everything that falls inside that 45.
John Cooney went for the long clearances first, but he had the free, he had the advantage, so he was looking to he had the look at the launch anyway. He could let it go and see what worked out from that. But yeah, Sarsfields, they've got over that little hump in the road they've had, and Kevin Cooney another chance to double up on the same free he had roughly from the same position 5 minutes ago, so they'll be very, very happy now. But they had a very slow start, Darren, so far, but they've settled.
Kevin Cooney to take this free inside his own 45-metre line, just outside football's 40-metre arc. Kevin Cooney with the shot from distance. He hit that with a bit more vigour and it hit it very, very well. It's gone over the bar by Kevin Cooney, and another score for Sarsfields. The men from Newa in and Bullon are on a roll at the moment.
They are, Darren. They've like in that launch pad from that half-back line. They won their free. They're winning everything that's dropping, so it's coming from there for Sarsfields at the minute.
James Skell sends it out the far side of the field, and the breaks again for Sarsfields, and well taking possession here as they try and create another attack. Adam Donoghue, the man that won the ball, he finds a teammate in the white boots, and that's John Cosgrove. John Cosgrove out in the direction of Kevin Cooney. Kevin Cooney sent it back inside, just over hits the pass again. Now the ball is not gone yet. We'll get Andy's thoughts on that in a moment, because Sarsfields have maintained possession. It looks like Dermot McCrory with the shot out the left angle. It's going to be a super score if it goes over the bar. Well, one umpire was going for the flag, the other was waving it wide. The referee Sean Byrne doesn't feel the need to go in and see it. I thought it was going to be a super score there as well, but it's not been given. But again, Sarsfields, maybe would it be fair to say, Andy, being too unselfish for their own good?
Well, they're going through the gears, they're getting into the game and they're creating the chances, but they seem to be sending the ball wide left and right instead of taking the chance while they're in the central area. So they're making things harder for themselves, but they're winning the primary possession. They're
3 points in front as well there now as they try and gain possession there as well. David Connaughton wearing number 8 in the mix of that in defence. Kevin Hines was there as well, battling for everything. Cappataggle have men involved there as well. Aina Garvey trying to get involved, but it was back to the original number 8, David Connaughton, that wins possession, and he floats the ball off now for Fergus Steely, and Fergus Steely is sent it forward to Cathal Dillon. Cathal Dillon with possession there, trying to get inside. Donnacha Campbell loses out possession. Good defending by Donnacha Campbell in that occasion. Michael Garvey will take possession inside the 65-metre line, but again Cappataggle, when they send the ball long, they're sending it into space, and they're sending it to John Cooney. We know what John Cooney can do when he gets the ball, and John Cooney does what he does when he gets the ball. A point from inside his own 65-metre line, and Sarsfields go 4 in front.
Now, Darren, was a right battle there. There was a ball, a right ruck to be won for any team. Sarsfields won it, came out. Cappataggle turned it over and probably should have went long direct to Liam Collins, messed up the pass, and next thing John Cooney from about 80 yards. Darren, it's a super, really strong score for a team trying to build momentum.
That's a big score in the game so far, because it put 2 scores between them. Still a lot of hurling to be played as Lewis Coughlin tries to send the ball forward, but Sarsfields are starting to read those breaks and get those little touches in there as number 19 Darren Murphy sends the ball down the direction of John Cosgrove, and it's James Garvey that has the ball, the fullback for Cappataggle, holding on to possession. They're trying to bring it out. The referee says the arms are around him. He eventually gets his free out, and James Skell will come out have a go at this, you might feel.
Now that full back line for Cappataggle, down are under a little bit of pressure, so they need Michael Garvey at 6. They need their midfielders to kind of put a little bit more of a stamp in the game. Dan Nevin probably needs to kind of get into a higher gear as well too, because at the minute Sarsfields seem to be winning those turnovers and putting the pressure on the inside line there for Cappataggle. So yeah, a chance for James Skell here now now he'll surely have a pot.
James Scahill now, he'll test the wind out here, well capable of doing it on the outside his own 20-metre line, and he sends the long drive down. Well, you can see the wind is going to hold that up anyway, dropping down towards the inside line, but again Sarsfields dropping the bodies back. They've been reading those long deliveries from Cappataggle, and they're making it count as they win possession. The problem is the unforced errors allowing Cappataggle to get back in. Dan Nevin gets in the touch. It was a good touch, it was, by Dan, because it allowed Donnacha Campbell to have a shot at the post, and it's going to drop down, and it's knocked out by Kieran Dolan, but nobody inside for Cappataggle. And Kevin Hines didn't realise how much space he was going to have to try and deal with this, and decides to play a bit of basketball with the Slayer first there, bouncing it on the ground and send it down the field, but maybe too calmly, because Donnacha Campbell has won it back again, gives it to Jarlath Mannion. Jazz inside the 45-metre line, out in the left, will go for the shot at the post. It's an excellent score by Jarlath Mannion, and a good score that Cappataggle needed. It was again 8 minutes since they last scored. It's back to a 3-point ball game, 6 points to 9.
Badly needed, Darren. Bit of a hit and hope in there on top of Liam Collins, but it worked out to Jarlath Mannion, excuse me. He broke past Kevin Hines and he got his score.
Yeah, I know, that's probably my fault by saying Jazz so much in the game there as well, but Darren Murphy has it for Sarsfields. Can he hit back straight away for the men in white? They put the ball over the bar. Good response by Sarsfields. Darren Murphy with the score. It's 10 points to 6.
Yeah, the last 10 minutes, Darren, you have to say, belongs to Sarsfields. They've settled, they're finding those passes, they're creating the chances, and they're nailing a lot more now than what they are. Considering they had that goal, the goal from the penalty chance and the 65, they've really weathered that, and they've got themselves back in the horse.
Short puck out to James Garvey, back to the other James. His name is Scahill, and he'll stride up the field as he always does, and sends a long ball down towards the half forward line again. They're trying to time where to send these, and giving it to Niall Collins. It's never bad timing. Niall Collins with the ball moving down the right, getting away from Leon Kinnair, and Niall Collins continues on the move. Niall Collins gets closer to the goal, and Niall Collins puts the ball over the bar, gets the point in the end, and it brings it back to a 3-point ball game. He had to work for it now. The referee, I think, might want to have a chat with someone, will he? But the score will stand 7 points to 10.
It's the kind of game that they're playing, Darren, really, because they're not seem to hit the target on the inside of the edge of the square, so he's having to carry that ball. He's getting a lot of kind of attention as well as he's carrying. He's down there now getting a bit of attention, probably belt across the elbow, so it's the game they're playing, so he has to work hard to get those scores.
But as you mentioned there, Sarsfields, when they drop deep, they seem to be reading it very, very well. We'll watch this John Cooney effort first, because we know that John Cooney is well capable of putting them over the bar. Cappataggle can't go asleep in the short puck outside there, because Sarsfields have gotten the score 11-7.
They can't turn it for maybe 3 or 4 minutes left, or Cappataggle as well have to push up on John Cooney now and eliminate those kind of scores, because that's a fantastic score. You have to be saying you need your inside line cutting off that supply to John Cooney.
Cappataggle, can they just keep it back to 3 at the half time? Sarsfields, can they get a few more scores and put distance between them? So much at stake in this game, and especially with the news we're hearing elsewhere. One of these teams will be going out into the championship as things stand. Both of them came in as one of the top 6 of championship favourites, along with the likes of St Thomas's, Turlockmore, Claren Bridge, and of course the defending champions Loughrea as well. Cappataggle have won a fray and is beyond the 65-metre line. I don't want to overstate it, Andy, and say one they need to get, but they have only been tipping over at the odd score here and there since the good start.
It's probably going to be very similar. I was going to say it for later on, Darren, but it's very similar, deja vu nearly, to last year's quarter final, where there was a strong wind, which was a big factor in the game as well in Artenoy. So Cappataggle probably looking to get into the dressing room for half time without releasing any goals, I suppose, at this stage, and hope to use that win to their advantage to get Liam Collins more into the game in the second half.
Yeah, Sarsfields had a strong lead in that game at one stage. I think they led by 9 points, if not even more. This is a free for Cappataggle, so they won't panic, and Stephen Craven, their manager, will be reminding them at half time there's still another 30 minutes of hurling to play. Niall Collins with the free. It looks good. It's gone over the bar, and Niall Collins in the 29th minute brings it back to a 3-point ball game.
With a breeze that strong as well, Darren, Cappataggle will be very happy that they're down possibly 3 points heading into the break. That's a very, very strong breeze, and we can see with Scahill's puck outs and frees what they're facing into.
Sarsfields going with the short puck out again, trying to get it into the right man there as well. 3 passes later, and now they'll send a long range missile down on top of the Cappataggle defence, but it's well taken by Michael Garvey in that occasion, and he wins the free out. Good defending there by Cappataggle, and they'll look to get another score in this contest. 29 minutes have been played in the first half of this Forvis Masars Senior Hurling Championship. This game brought to you live on Galway GATV in association with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM, and it's Cappataggle with a free just outside the 45-metre line, and just both the decision is what will we do with it, and we'll go out to find out as Michael Garvey bends down to take the free. He might send it down towards the goal and see. It's going to be down towards the house anyway. What way will it work out? Sarsfields just knock it out into space. They haven't cleared the dough. David Connaughton didn't get control of it, and Cappataggle bodies back in. John Cooney there too, and the referee spotted the knock in away, so it's going to be a free out.
Yeah, good break there from from Ronan Garvey on the initial ball that was dropping. Darren probably looking for a runner to be coming at full tilt to collect that and create a goal chance. But yeah, it's that last clearance from Sarsfields is probably a bit up in the air, and a Hail Mary, which was meat and drink for Michael Garvey in fairness. But yeah, John Cooney now had a great chance from 100 yards.
1 minute of added time will be played at the end of the first half. We're just here and there as well. John Cooney to take this free. He's been happy with his long range shooting in this game, and why wouldn't you be when you can put them over like that? John Cooney with another one from distance. Another free for Sarsfields. 4 points between the teams, 12-8.
And that's going back historically, Darren. That's if you have that in your armour, where you have a half back line, a centre back, Shawnee McMahon type if you want, and that's able to nail those long range frees. It's a killer for an opposition.
It's a killer for an opposition, and Cappataggle will be disappointed to be 4 points down, but a lot of hurling to be played as Dara Dolan tries to bring the ball up the field, and this is good to Declan Cronin. Declan just didn't bring the ball with him. It didn't bounce kindly, and Sarsfields have possession again. Can they punish as David Connaughton give the pass over to John Cooney? High challenge there. I think he leaned down a bit. The referee said he was happy enough with it. Play will continue on. Jarlath Mannion has the ball out the left hand side of the field, going for a shot at the goal to our right. Jarlath Mannion puts it over the bar, and in the 31st minute brings it back to that 3-point ball game that Cappataggle would have needed.
I think John Cooney can have little to qualm about. The ball actually came out of his hand before he went into the tackle, and I think that's probably what he was complaining about. He thought he should have got his free, but no, a good response from Jarlath Mannion.
The referee was having a good look at it as well. It's back to a 3-point ball game. Is there another score before half time? The referee, Sean Byrne, blows the half time whistle here. Sarsfields lead Cappataggle by 12 points to 9. What an entertaining game, I suppose. A couple of nervous moments, but a couple of big moments too, and big scores. Andy Cohn, your overall thoughts in the first half?
Yeah, I suppose Sarsfields, the wow moments for Sarsfields have seemed to have come from the half back line, really, which means that they're not overly feeding that inside line. They had their goal chance, they had the penalty, and Cappataggle will probably head in. They know they've lots to do. They need to settle around the middle of the field and probably work a little bit harder for me, Darren, but overall they'll be happy going in there and a chance to regroup, and this game is far from over.
This game is far from over, and so much at stake in it too, because one of these teams could be going out of the championship. We haven't a further updated score on the other match at the moment, but Tommy Larkins will lead Northmore Mary by 11 points to 4 last we spoke. Highlights of the first half of coming up here in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe, but don't go away, because myself and Andy will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes time with live coverage of the second half of this Forvis Masars Senior Hurling Championship. At the moment it's looking good for Sarsfields. At the moment it's not looking good for Cappataggle, but they have the win. The half-time score here in Duggan Park, Ballinasloe: Sarsfields 12 points, Cappataggle 9. Right in front of the post, 1 minute into the game, and it's Niall Collins looking for his second to double their advantage. Cappataggle did beat Sarsfields in last year's quarter-final. This is good play by Cappataggle. Donaghy Campbell with the ball, offloads it, and Cappataggle are on the move. Oisin Fenn, who started the move, is going to try and finish it, and
going to get through ball after ball. So yeah, if Kevin Cooney can nail this now, they'll be happy.
Kevin Cooney with the free. Jarlath Mannion probably just paused for a moment. Maybe he should have followed through quicker. John Cooney did well, was brave, and Dara Donoghue the man that sends it down the field, and Dara Donoghue. Kevin Cooney now turns inside his man. He'll go for the score. This should be a point for Sarsfields, and it's to lose. Cappataggle must win the game. They'll be dependent on a reprieve, and Tommy Larkins are 3 points to 2 up over the bar. He'll want to get 1 or 2 just to get himself going again. Kevin Cooney with the free. Out close. 15 minutes gone in the game, and it's Niall Collins with the free going for the ball. They get the goal. The goal going to be very, very important on a day like today. Kevin Cooney, the man that's going to step up and take the penalty, goes with a shot, and will it save? It's gone wide. No, it went wide. It's a wide ball. We might see that again.
I think it's a 65.
He seemed to signal the wide. John Cosgrove, who won the penalty. John Cosgrove is going to send the ball towards the house, and he looks. Dara Donoghue on the left hand side of the field. He should might have got himself. He gives it to Darren Murphy. Free inside his own 45-metre line, just outside football's 40-metre arc. Kevin Cooney with the shot from distance. He hit that with a bit more vigor. Send the ball long. They're sending it into space, and they're sending it to John Cooney. We know what John Cooney can do inside the 45-metre line. Out in the left, will go for the shot at the post. It's an excellent. We've seen Jazz so much in the game there as well, but Darren Murphy has it for Sarsfields. Can he hit back time? And Niall Collins with the ball moving down the right, getting away from Leon Kinnair. And Niall Collins continues on the move. Niall Collins gets closer to the goal. And Niall Collins. Sarsfields, when they drop deep, they seem to be reading it very, very well. We'll watch this John Cooney effort first, because we know that John Cooney is well capable of putting them over the bar. 30 minutes of hurling to play. Niall Collins with the free. It looks good. It's played at the end of the first half. We're just here and there as well. John Cooney to take this free. He's been happy with his long range shooting in this game, and why wouldn't Mannion has the ball out the left hand side. Thank you very much and welcome back here to Duggan Park in Ballinasloe. No wasting time from these teams when they came on the field to play for the second half and the most important 30 minutes of the year for both Sarsfields and Cappataggle. The ball has been thrown in. The second half is underway. It's Sarsfields 12 points, Cappataggle 9 points. One of these teams are looking likely to be going out with the championship in the next 30 plus minutes because Tommy Larkins lead Ormore Mary by 14 points to 7 at half time in the other game in Group 4 in Kenny Park at Rye. We'll get Andy Cohen's thoughts on that in just a few moments. We're watching Liam Kinnair give the ball out the far side of the field to Fergus Deely as Sarsfields attacking the goal to the right as you look at it here on Galway GATV. Our broadcast brought to you in association with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM, but there's a bit of afters going on there of the thing. We might see what happened there in just a moment, but no, there's
looks like a little bit of mixed martial arts over there on the far side away from where the ball is. The ball is just about to be played back in the Sarsfields half-back line, but seems to be still in a bit of a tangle there.
Yeah, we see possibly the tangle
Darren
there,
Murphy,
right?
Possibly.
I think it
is Darren Murphy for Sarsfields involved.
Was it Lewis Coughlin for Cappataggle, I think?
Yeah. Probably, Lewis Coughlin, just to getting to know each other, at the start of the second half and looking to probably lay down some markers and set the tone. Yeah,
there's going to be a couple of yellow cards you would feel here as well. But Andy, I suppose, just gives us a moment to say, because especially with the news that's coming in the other game in the group, like the stakes are so high between these two neighbours, these two rivals, and these two, as we mentioned at the start, pre-championship favourites, because it's looking increasingly likely one of them is going to be finished in half an hour.
They do, and I suppose the danger for Sarsfields is that if they need to win this game to stay in the championship, if Tommy Larkins keep going with the way they're going against Ormore Mary, it could be curtains, and 3 points you'd have to say is probably not enough of a lead, I'd say, Darren, heading with this wind and the strength that's in it. It's difficult to say how it's going to unfold in the next half an hour, considering there's two games very, very important going on at the same time, one in Athenry and one here.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on this development. Of course, coming into the start of the day, Ormore Mary on 4 points, Sarsfields on 2, Tommy Larkins and Cappataggle both with a point each. 2 yellow cards dished out there for the 2 men that we named as well, so play will restart with 15 aside and a bit of afters there moving on. Sean Byrne, the referee, he's the Carnmore man, will throw the ball in on the 65-metre line, and we're up and running again now for the second time for the second half. We have played 2 minutes of it, 3 points between the teams. We'll run through the scores in just a moment. This is Cathal Dillon for Sarsfields, moving the ball, gives the pass off to Darren Murphy. Darren Murphy wins the free in the white helmet, and they will want to get the opening score of the game. I think he launched one over, but after the whistle went, so Kevin Cooney will come out to take this, and this gives us a chance to go through the scores. Kevin Cooney with 5 points in the game for Sarsfields, 3 for his brother John. There's been 2 for Darren Murphy in the match. Darragh Donoghue and John Cosgrove also on target. Niall Collins, the top scorer for Cappataggle, he got 6 points in the first half, 5 of them from frees, 2 from play for Jarlath Mannion, and also a point by Oisin Fenn early on in the game. Kevin Cooney with this free outside the 40-metre arc, attacking the town goal to our right, puts the ball over the bar. Sarsfields, Andy, would feel needed to get the first score. They've gotten the first score, 13 points to 9.
They've got it, and they've John Cooney sitting back right in front of that full back line again, so they're looking to battle out this second half now.
James Skell, we know the distance he can get in the ball. He sends it down towards enemy territory, and John Cooney says thank you very much, and he'll send the ball out the far side of the field now, finds a teammate there, and Sarsfields will go on the move again, looking to get those few scores at the start of the second half. Darren Murphy, the man again, to go for the shot that's going to drop in front of the former Galway goalkeeper. He takes possession, finds a teammate in front. Lewis Coughlin is the man in the yellow helmet, and he's sending it up towards Michael Garvey inside his own 45-metre line, pushing up the field, gives the pass off. Cappataggle just trying to hold on to the ball for a few moments. They have the elements, the wind is in their favour, blowing to the left, that Sarsfields have won back the ball, and a very important 10 minutes is coming up here in the Senior Hurling Championship as Diarmuid McCrory goes for a shot at the post, and he puts the ball over the bar. Diarmuid McCrory, the first 2 scores of the second half have come for Sarsfields. It's 14 points to 9.
Small Niles Collins took a little bit too long there. He looked up, probably saw John Cooney, difficult to find that pass, and it got turned over. It's a big score for McCrory to get Sarsfields going. They're pushing on now into the wind.
Pushing into the wind there, the ball goes out over the far side of the field. 5 points between them here now. Cappataggle, if they were to lose this game, they would need Tommy Larkins to lose by at least 3 points more than they lose this game. That would be an 8-point difference at the moment, but it's Tommy Larkins, they were leading by 7, so that's a mighty swing. Cappataggle need to do something to get into this game. Sarsfields, as Andy mentioned, can't afford to lose, because if the result goes against them the other side, they'll be out of the championship as well. They will have a head-to-head in Tommy Larkins if it's a draw in Kenny Park and they were defeated in this, but that we'll worry about that in a while. Michael Garvey knocking the ball down for Cappataggle. Niall Collins in possession between the two 65-metre lines. Gives it to Lewis. Lewis Coughlin will send it down towards the corner there to Dan Nevin. Dan Nevin up against the number 4 for Sarsfields, Kevin Hines. Kevin Hines wins possession, wins the experience. The high challenge is in there. The free out for Sarsfields, and another scoring opportunity goes a begging for Cappataggle. And I suppose, Andy, as we talked about what Sarsfields need to do, Cappataggle, I suppose, need to keep their heads as well. It can be frustrating to get going in the second half, but they do not want to find themselves 7-8 down before they finally get motoring.
Definitely not making things way too hard, and that kind of balls out into that far space there for Dan Nevin is too hard to be dealing with. He's a lot of work to do, even if he did win it first time. But then when it comes to a battle with Kevin Hines, it's going to be Kevin Hines all day.
Oisin Fenn has won the free. It looks like Oren Fenn will be coming on the field to play shortly for Cappataggle. He's come off the bench to score points in their previous 2 games against Tommy Larkins and against Ormore Mary. Michael Garvey is going to take the free, and it is Oren Fenn coming on the field to play. We'll confirm who's gone in just a moment. Dan Nevin is the man, as Andy says there. Has gone off the field to play the first change in the match coming for Cappataggle, and we're back watching Michael Garvey to take the free. Nearly 6 minutes gone in the second half here. Sarsfields 14 points, Cappataggle 9, and Michael Garvey, the Galway player, to take the free for Cappataggle. Will it be accurate? It's going to have the distance, but it doesn't have the accuracy. As Cappataggle supporter to my left there puts her hand up to the face. She knew it was important to get a score at the start of the second half. Remains a 5-point ball game.
Michael Garvey needs to nail that, especially with the elements behind him. Probably a bit harsh on Dan Nevin, in fairness to him, kind of not getting fed too much kind of accurate ball, and to get hooked after 5 minutes the second half is very deflating. So yeah, Cappataggle need to find the scores from somewhere else.
Sarsfields have experienced players that won the county senior hurling title 10 years ago. Kieran Dolan and Kevin Hines were 2 of them. They were playing with the ball. 2 more lads, Tangdon off the ball at the moment. Again, you can just feel the edginess in this game. As we've said on many occasions, as much on the line here in the seasons. In particular, Jarlath Mannion has the ball for Cappataggle, skips inside 2 players, spots a player in front of him there as well. That was David Malone, and the referee spotted the foul, so it's going to be a ball.
These guys down are next door neighbours, so they're not going to be rubbing each other's backs until tonight, and somewhere along the way with a glass in front of them. But yeah, Cappataggle did well there. Jarlath Mannion had a lot of work to do, took a lot of kind of attention on his way, so yeah, it's a good opportunity for Cappataggle to get a nail on point. Yeah, there's a free in there. Just a bit of confusion because the referee didn't seem to put the hand out at the moment, and that's why I paused just for the second, because I didn't know exactly what the decision the referee had made, even though the instinct looked like it was a Cappataggle free, but it is a Cappataggle free, and Niall Collins is going to take it on the 65-metre line, and this will be a chance for him to get Cappataggle's first score of the second half. And Niall Collins with possession there, looking out for the option. Jarlath Mannion again winning this free. Niall Collins to take it, and Niall Collins goes for the shot, and he puts the ball over the bar. A score they needed, a score they've gotten. 8 minutes into the second half, it's 10 points to 14. Exactly like you said, time is ticking away now, Darren, so they need to get motoring and keep that gap close, and again heading into the home straight to be right in touch and distance with Sarsfields.
Yeah, that's Niall Collins 16 points into the championship. Lewis Coughlin with the ball there on the left hand side of the field, looking for Jarlath Mannion again. Jarlath's got a couple of scores, 1-7 from playing the championship so far. He's on the move out the left hand side of the field, has a player out there. It's Oren Fenn. Oren Fenn trying to come inside, gets past Kevin Hines there, gets a bit closer. Good block down there by Sarsfields, but the referee said that Oren Fenn had been fouled before, and I think the high challenge had come in fairness from Kevin Hines, so Cappataggle will get the free.
Yeah, Darren, high tackle there, but you have to give it to Jarlath Mannion. He's really come out here in the second half and shown clean pair of heels a couple of times to the Sarsfields defender, so he's really working hard. He's running at them, and he's willing to kind of put it all on the line now to stay in the championship, but it definitely was a high challenge there from Sarsfields, so another opportunity here for Cappataggle. Yeah,
John Cooney demanded, blocked it down, but the foul was from beforehand, so Cappataggle will get a chance to get 2 in a row, bring it back to a 3-point ball game, and still a lot of time in this match. 22 minutes remaining in the game as we watch Niall Collins get ready to take the free for Cappataggle. Hits it well, puts the ball over the bar. 8.5 minutes gone in the second half. It's back to a 3-point ball game, 11-14.
It is, and Cappataggle now looking to set up across this half-back line. There's 4 there now across there, so they're looking to cut out Kieran Dolan's options for a long puck out and turn the attack back.
Kieran Dolan restarts the action, of course, in a county championship winner in 2015, as we mentioned. Sends the ball down the field. It breaks kindly there now with the occasion for Ronan Garvey. Ronan Garvey to Twinna James. Sends the ball forward towards number 7. That's Darragh Dolan. Darragh Dolan trying to send it down towards Oren Fenn. They want to get Oren Fenn in the ball. He'll go left and right, but Sarsfields are well able to deal with that as well. But it comes to Niall Collins. Niall Collins out in the right, blocking him by John Cooney. Getting in the way, and looks like Darragh Donoghue has one possession for Sarsfields. Send it down the field. Over hits the pass. Donnacha Campbell with a free shot at the post for Cappataggle. 3 in a row for the men from Cappataggle. It's back to a 2-point 4-point ball game, and Donegal Campbell gets the score, 12 points to 14.
Cappier showing their teeth now, Darren. A good turnover from Kevin Hines and John Cooney way down the corner, but misplaced pass, and a thank you very much there for Donegal Campbell. So Cappataggle very, very happy.
Galway under 20 from 2025 getting a good score there as well, bringing it back to 2 points. Is this the moment where Cappataggle get going? Sarsfields got the first 2 scores off the second half. They know what they need to do to break down this Cappataggle resistance, even though they don't have a good record against them. John Cosgrove has the ball for Sarsfields. John Cosgrove's moving forward there. Kevin Cooney to the right. Chance for Sarsfields. Shot by goal! By goal for Sarsfields. And it's Kevin Cooney puts the ball to the back of the net. What a moment, Andy Cohn.
Super score, Cosgrave. Super pass out to the outside, and the last man that Cappataggle wanted on that position for get the goal chance. And I just thought in the last few minutes Cappataggle seemed to be working harder in the middle of the field, but it's all been undone. Sarsfields has got the goal.
114 to Sarsfields, 12 points to Cappataggle. The next score is critical, especially if you're a Cappataggle supporter, because they're 5 points down. Sarsfields in control of their destiny now. They are 5 points in front of this game, and we still have 20 minutes of hurling remaining here in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe. But Kevin Cooney putting the ball into the back of the net, and Sarsfields are in the driving seat in the Senior Hurling Championship game. We'll find out moments and lay a score if we can from the other game in Kenny Park, but the way it was at half time, it really wasn't to be monitored because Tommy Larkins were in control. We haven't an update on that at the moment. We'll get that in a bit. Cappataggle have the ball back. They have to get the next score. Michael Garvey does the 1-2, moves a bit forward there, runs into Kieran Dolan, and Sarsfields have the ball back. Kevin Cooney gives it back to Darragh Donoghue. Darragh Donoghue sends it forward in the direction of Fergus Steely. Fergus Steely now with the light blue boots and the green helmet, tried to control the ball there. It goes out over the line, and the linesman on the near side of the field says this is going to be a Sarsfields ball. Again, Sarsfields is a player on the ground as well there. It looks like it's a Michael Garvey receiving attention.
It is, and Declan Corn with a good tackle there, turned it over. He did concede the line ball in fairness, but he stopped the attack. Yeah, Michael Garvey probably just been a little bit too smart, I suppose, coming out with that ball, trying to step inside again and play the dummy, but he got hit with a hard tackle, and he seems to be recovering now, but a hard belt for him to take.
I can tell you that Keane Bowes is on the field of play for Cappataggle. He's come on for David Malone, their second substitution here, but Michael Garvey, a real leader of this Cappataggle team, of course, a county player as well, a former student from St Killian's in UN. He's back on his feet, he is good to go, and that's how close Cappataggle and Sarsfields are when we talk about St Killian's in UN, but no old school friendships are going to be shared in this particular game today. Whether they're shared in the coming days with one of them out of the championship, we will see as Kevin Cooney gives the pass to Ian Fox. Ian Fox back to Kevin. Kevin Cooney goes off the ground to Ian Fox. This is good control by Sarsfields, and it finishes with a fantastic score. Good teamwork between the two players, composure by both of them, and Ian Fox gets the point.
That's a super score, and it probably took the extra pass, and you're probably saying they're delaying it too long, but they worked it until the clear chance was on, and Ian Fox with a fantastic finish.
James Gale didn't waste time with the puck out, but the ball eventually breaks to John Cooney, and Kieran Dolan shows his experience as well, coming out the field to play. The Sarsfields goalkeeper getting himself a bit isolated. They don't want to be messing with the ball in defence to Sarsfields, because Cappataggle will push in there. Liam Collins trying to get a touch on it, and eventually the ball comes out to Kevin Hines, and they move it away from the danger area. But Sarsfields, the job is not done yet. They still have to get finishes over the line, and Cappataggle are well capable of bursting back into this contest as Declan Cronin takes possession. Last year's county finalists are fighting for their championship survival against a team that were all semi-finalists on regular occasions in the last few years. Long ball down the field. Kevin Hines walks it out over the line. Has not been many wides in the second half, it has to be said. That's one Cappataggle couldn't afford. And
for all their kind of improvements really in the second half, Liam Collins is still quite anonymous in the game, which means they're not feeding him correctly, Darren, and I think that it seems to be that if Sarsfields kind of gets that step too far ahead, it'll leave Cappataggle too much to do.
It must be remembered that this is a Sarsfields team playing without Joseph Cooney, playing without Darren Morrissey, playing without Alice Conair, playing without Paddy McCrory. You know, they've taken a few knocks there, they've kept them quite in-house, but the other rest of the players are stepping up in this big match.
They are, and they're hoping that they can weather this storm that they know is coming in the second half. There's 15 minutes to go at least, and if they can look enough to get through and qualify for a quarter-final or preliminary quarter-final, they'll have those reinforcements. So yeah, Sarsfields not a long way to go yet there. Now we can't rule anything out.
Yeah, the draw for the preliminary quarter-finals in both the senior and intermediate hurling championships and the senior relegation will take place tomorrow evening around 7:20 after the live Galway GATV match between Loughrea and Cromwell. Kevin Cooney with the ball there. Diarmaid McCrory did well, and Kevin Cooney puts the ball over the bar. 14 minutes gone in the second half. Another score for Kevin, and it's 7 points between the teams.
And that could be the difference there, Darren, is that they have that calibre of a forward on the inside line there that if it breaks, it's a high percentage chance that it's going to be a score for him. So if Sarsfields can get that ball to Kevin Cooney more often as the game is going on, he'll definitely nail them and keep them ahead.
He's nailing them so far in this game, and when he's not nailing them, he's setting them up for somebody else as well. Kevin Cooney has scored 1-7 in this match so far, as David Connaughton just doesn't control the ball for Sarsfields, and Cappataggle to restart through Niall Collins. I think Sarsfields are going making a change as well, and look who they're bringing on. Wynn, they're in the driving seat. Wynn, they want to push themselves even further. Joseph Cooney is back on the field for Sarsfields.
Well, that's a huge kind of armour to bring out onto the pitch now at this stage of the game, looking for that launch pad in the half forward line. He seems to be coming across here now with his brother at the minute. So when you have that option, you have that target, you have that hand, it's another one for Cappataggle to be minding with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, Fergus Neely is the man that makes way, but Joseph Cooney, he brings the experience as well. The team 7 points in front. Cappataggle need a few scores. They need them very, very quickly just to give themselves hope, give themselves belief. Oren Finn is capable of getting one of those. He gives the ball to Éanna Garvey. Éanna Garvey was tripped, and it's going to be a free in for Cappataggle. No doubt they look for the point here just to bring it back to a 6-point game.
They will. They're really crying out for this score now, because they seem to have lost that momentum that they had after the goal for Kevin Cooney. So Niall Collins needs to nail this and like I said earlier on, get back out and turn the puck out around again and push on. But yeah, they really need to get Liam Collins into the game, whether they put him to the edge of the square, possibly even bring him to the half forward line there, and just to get him into more, get more of his kind of input in the game.
I can tell you that Ormore Mary have started a bit of a comeback in the other game. 14 points to 10 is for Tommy Larkins. Last we have heard in that contest, as we watch Niall Collins, and Niall Collins to take the free, puts the ball over the bar as we enter the final quarter of this game. One for Cappataggle to settle themselves down. It's 13 points to 116.
No, 6 points there is not a lot in hurling obviously these days, so Cappataggle can get their momentum going again and tack on a couple of scores. They'll still have a big say.
There's plenty of people texting me there looking for updates in A, B and C. Well, we're in the commentary box here on Galway GATV. I'm giving you this live broadcast throughout the world, wherever you may be. Hope you're enjoying the coverage that we're bringing as Adam Donoghue goes on the move for Sarsfields. Adam Donoghue keeps going as a player to the left, gives the pass. Oh, important touch by Lewis Coughlin. Darren Murphy was the man waiting for the pass, but Lewis Coughlin just gets the interception in there, and it was one he had to, because if he didn't, Andy, get that ball, it was game, set and match.
Oh, it was a great pass inside. Lewis Coughlin, great tackle, but the centre just seemed to open up for Cappataggle defence, and a great chance for Sarsfields again for another goal.
So Cappataggle cleared the ball through Darragh Dolan down the field there as well, but Sarsfields win back possession. They have the ball now inside the 65-metre line, the pass forward in towards the attack, and now it's Diarmuid McCrory on the 45-metre line. He goes for the shot and the post. Diarmuid McCrory, it's going to be close, and the umpires like it. It's gone over the bar, and Diarmuid McCrory puts it over the bar. It was very close, Andy. I thought it was a score myself from my angle, and Diarmuid McCrory gets the point.
Very close, having to judge that wind. It's very, very strong, very blustery down there, Darren, so it's a good point to nail on now from his position over near the sideline.
Sarsfields are getting more reinforcements ready to come on the field to play. Alan Ward might be on in a moment, and of course Alan Ward, the son of Tony Ward, was here watching the game as well. We hope Tony's enjoying the coverage too as well, and enjoying the match here in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe as a player on the ground, the far side of the fields, and that's going to lead to a hold up and play there, and it gives us a chance to catch our breath, because the next 12 minutes is going to be a helter-skelter regardless who you support, because again Sarsfields have one hand, one foot in the preliminary quarter-finals, but Cappataggle, if there's any kick left in them, it has to come now.
Like I said, Darren, Cappataggle started the second half much better than they had shown in the first half. They seemed to be working that bit harder, but that was all deflated instantly with Kevin Cooney's goal. Sarsfields just seemed to be working their scores that little bit better. Like we said, Joseph Cooney coming on there is giving Michael Garvey probably distraction him a little bit more, and kind of him having to nail down into more defensive than going forward. Liam Collins again has to be more coming from. Even Jarlath Mannion now seems to have gone quiet as well too in the last couple of minutes. They're just about to roll out James Egan there, I think it is, so they're probably going to go route one a little bit more now in desperation to stay alive. James
Egan coming on the field to play there for Cappataggle now, a big moment for him, and we're just seeing there is Oren Finn, is it? That's gone off the field to play, number 17. So a blow for Oren Finn just after coming on the field to play. He is gone, and Cappataggle lose another player that they would have depended on to have an impact in the closing stages of the game. So that's the change there for Cappataggle's play as we started. Just over 11 minutes of normal time remaining. The referee has blown the whistle. John Cooney is on the ground. I'm not too sure if you saw exactly what happened there, and they were...
Yeah, just dropping ball. Contested between Liam Collins and John Cooney, and seemed to go down hole in the back of his head. The ball broke to James Egan and he nailed the score. But John Cooney, just I suppose a general ball dropping there, and that was it. Didn't look like there was too much in it. There wasn't that much wild swinging really on the drop.
Wasn't it indeed, but John Cooney's back on his feet anyway, and he's good to continue. Plenty of subs for both teams warming up. We'll keep an eye on who's coming on, who's not coming on. Kenneth Cooney has his helmet on for Sarsfields. He'll be coming on the field to play, and is the referee booking somebody? We'll see there. Liam Collins is near on burn, and that might be the situation. So we're having a yellow card for Liam Collins for whatever happened in that particular situation, and Sarsfields will have a free.
And fairness, Aaron, there wasn't really a whole lot on it. The ball was dropping. I suppose he had his hurl up trying to break it and had managed to clip the back of John Cooney's helmet. So yeah, it's a tough one for Liam Collins.
I can tell you 16 points to 12 now to Tommy Larkins in the other game at the moment in Kenny Park in Athenry. So Tommy Larkins are still holding the advantage there, doing what they have to do to make sure they qualify as play restarts and the ball is down the field in towards the attack. Dara Dolan gets a touch in it for Cappataggle, but it's Ian Fox that wins the ball for Sarsfields. Shakes off the challenge, gives it to Kevin Cooney. Kevin Cooney with the cross to the brother Joseph, and Joseph Cooney will send it out towards the left to David Connaughton. David Connaughton sends a high dropping ball down towards the arc there. Oisin Finn gets a touch for Cappataggle, gets back on his feet as it was trying to get it out the field. Lewis Coughlin was there, looked for Declan Cronin. Declan Cronin for Cappataggle outside the 20-metre arc. James Garvey getting involved as well, runs into Ian Fox, gets back on his feet. All this is happening in the Cappataggle half of the field as Sarsfield's trying to get the ball. They're looking for pushes, they're looking for calls. Everybody's looking for a decision here, and everybody in a packed main stand in Duggan Park and Ballinasloe and the terrace to the right are glued to the action. You can see on your screens the good crowd that is the far side of the field. Any trickles of rain or not, and negating the attention being given to this particular match. Engrossed in it is the term. I think we're going to have this substitution, Andy, and Kenneth Cooney is coming on the field to play for Sarsfields.
Real battle there now down in the middle. In fairness, Cappataggle, they kept the possession, they kept it alive with their short passes, but Sarsfields let them get nowhere with it. So I suppose they need to start moving that ball a little bit quicker into the inside line, especially with the wind. David
Connaughton is the man that makes way for Sarsfields. Cappataggle have less than 10 minutes to save their year as Donnacha Campbell sends the ball down towards the attack, but again the running wall of Sarsfields defenders to have really controlled that over the course of the match. Joseph Cooney was looking for the pass, he has the ball, he stays on his feet. Joseph Cooney turns on his left, goes for the shot, lifts the hurl in the air because Joseph Cooney knows how important that is. The ball has gone over the bar, 8 minutes to go, and it's 118 to 13 points.
I won't see whether that tackle, Darren, there was only one thing on his mind, but talk about skill. Judging the breeze, sliced the ball off the hurl and it sailed straight over the bar. Fantastic score from Joseph Cooney.
118 to Sarsfields, 13 points to Cappataggle, and Cappataggle have given the ball away. The heads and the focus is gone. John Cosgrove with the shot, he should have made that count, he didn't, and it goes out to the right and wide. It remains an 8-point ball game. Sarsfields 118, Cappataggle 13 points. And the way things are going here, Andy, I don't think what was happening in Kenny Park is going to matter for Cappataggle because they need a big scoring swing if they're going to save their season.
Sarsfields seem to be laying down the marker here now and saying to themselves, look, we need to dog this out. It's in our hands. As long as we put in the performance, and which they are doing, they're going to take care of themselves and not worry about anybody else.
John Cooney had the ball there originally, but Cappataggle managed to overturn it. The referee spots a foul, and it's going to be a free for Cappataggle inside the 65-metre line, and a chance for them to just get a score, keep themselves going, keep themselves involved. More changes being made on the line, and looks like Alan Ward will be on the field to play very, very shortly. 16 points to Tommy Larkins, 13 points to Oran Moore is the latest score we have there, so it's only a 3-point ball game in that match. But if Tommy Larkins were to lose that game, they have to lose it by 2 points or 3 points more than 2 or 3 points more than what Cappataggle lose this game, so that'll be a 10-point difference in the other match. Looks like Cappataggle, if they're going to save their season, they're going to have to save it on their own. Niall Collins is going to take the free. Niall Collins with the free. It's gone over the bar. I wasn't too sure for a moment, but it's gone over the bar. They're keeping the scoreboard tipping over anyway.
Keeps it alive at least. Darren, heading into the last 5 minutes now, 53 minutes gone, I suppose. Looking like they're going to need to get a goal to keep themselves alive at least in the championship for 2025.
Alan Ward is coming on the field to play for Sarsfields, and it's Dermot McCrory, the man that's making way. So 118 to Sarsfields, 14 points to Cappataggle, 6 4.5 minutes of normal time remaining here in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe as Kieran Dolan restarts the action, sends the ball down towards the field looking for Joseph Cooney. Ian Fox is there as well, but Sarsfields holding on to possession and it's back now, and it's Kieran Dillon moving down the right. Kieran Dillon with a shot, not the greatest shot he's ever taken in his career. It goes out to the right and wide. James Skell got another snare and got on with it straight away because time is of the essence here for Cappataggle. Number 11 is Niall Collins. Niall Collins on the move. There's a bit of space open up here for Cappy. Niall Collins continues on the move. He'll go for the shot, puts the ball over the bar. It's another score. It's back to 6 points. It gives them hope.
Scahill didn't delay there, down with that puck out from the wide ball. Cathal Dillon had for Sarsfields, got the ball straight away up to the forward line and got a good score for Cappataggle. So look, they need to nail them, keep themselves going. Plenty time left if they want to save their season. But they probably will need to go, like I said.
15 points to Cappataggle, 118 to Sarsfields, as the linesman the far side of the field there has called the referee Sean Byrne over. I'm not too sure is there one of the officials there interfering and he's telling them to get back away. And we'll restart the action now. Kieran Dolan won't mind time being delayed there to restart the action.
One thing that stands out there, and sorry, just with Alan Moore coming on there now, with Joseph Cooney coming on, Sarsfields are quite a physical, strong team, even with Kenneth Cooney there as well too. They're big guys. So they're well able to their strength is really shown here into the last stages. And the strength of their panel is shown as well, Andy.
Also, we say that because they brought in 820 players this year, but we talked about the players that are missing. Éanna Garvey has the ball for Cappataggle. He's one of the big names for them. Can he make something happen there? Try to find Niall Collins, and again Sarsfield's dealing with it, but we're going back for a foul that happened beforehand. But we are seeing an example of the strength of Sarsfields. Anybody that has dismissed them from the championship race are getting their answer here today.
And they'll be hurting as well from last year. They'll still be sore from that kind of elimination last year in the quarter-final stage. Just happens to be with Cappataggle as well, but they have the panel really, which is what you need more so than just the team. So they'll be happy if they can weather this storm now with 5 minutes to go. That'll set themselves up with the guys to come back in with the physical power that they have in the field right now. They'll have a big say.
Kenneth Cooney got a yellow card there for Sarsfields. Niall Collins is going to take this free. 5 minutes to go inside the 65-metre line. They've gotten 2 in a row. If this goes over, it's 3 in a row. It's short chippings, but they count. Niall Collins with another score, 2 from frees, 1 from play. It's a 5-point ball game. Cappataggle are not done yet.
Not done yet, and if they can keep that battle now and turn this puck out back in the half-back line, they have a good chance to get going again. And James Egan is on there, so a good option for the long ball.
Yeah, Jack Coughlin is coming on the field to play there now as well for Cappataggle, just as we're looking there. Who will come on for, we'll confirm in just a moment, but another change for them as they see what they can do to save their season. Cappataggle, or Kieran Dolan for Sarsfields, will restart the action, and it's going to be a puck out by the Sarsfields goalkeeper. Sends the ball out the field, out towards the far side of the field, but just past the 65-metre line. Ronan Garvey is the man to midway, just for those keeping notes at home. And moving down the right now is Kevin Cooney. Kevin Cooney with a bit of space there. He continues. Here's a player to the left. He might go himself. Well, Kevin, he goes a bit further. He was challenged, and the referee said it was the wide ball. It's not going to be a free. A desperate challenge here at the end by Oisin Finn. One he had to do. Kevin Cooney probably should have played it across. I think it was Kenneth Cooney inside.
Probably should have. He looked into the eyes of James Garvey and had a go at him from a long way out. He was about 50 yards out over here at the sideline and went for him, got past him, probably carried a little bit too far. Should have taken the score from around the outside the 21 and probably looking for the free really in hope coming to the end. But a good turnover for Cappataggle.
3 minutes of normal time remaining. 6 points between the teams. Sarsfields 118, Cappataggle 15 points as James Skell sends a long ball down the field. Dean Collins is there, but Sarsfields again getting players in the way. The ball has gone out over the line and wide. I think the referee was indicating something else there as well, so we look like we're having a wide ball here. A bit of confusion. Are we going back for something? I'm not too sure, Andy, what happened there?
Like Kevin Hines is down there from that tackle right along the end line. Cappataggle are kind of arguing that it was still in play. Probably difficult to call now for the referee, he was further out the field expecting the clearance from Sarsfields. Well,
Cappataggle, we were talking about the big name Sarsfields are bringing on. Well, Cappataggle have just brought on Donald Mannion, and he's back in the Cappataggle team as well, so a big lift for them in these closing stages. There's Oisin Finn, the man that's making way for them, but Donald Mannion, he is back as well after the injury he had. We talked about Joseph Cooney, we talked about James Skell, we talked about so many more. Donald Mannion, great to see him back.
To see him back. I think it was this exact game last year in Athenry that it happened, that unfortunate injury, and he was a big loss as the season unfolded it'll probably kick them off that they got going from that game. But yeah, great to see him back in the field considering such a serious injury.
Could he be in the headlines in a few minutes' time? We'll see. Niall Collins sends the ball down towards enemy territory. It's going to go float out to the right and wide. Wide for Cappataggle. Another chance going a begging as we keep an eye on the line. We keep an eye on the field of play. We'll try and keep an eye on what's happening in Kenny Park and see if anything happened there at the moment to change our thoughts here. 17-14 to Tommy Larkins. The last we were hearing from that game, which means Tommy Larkins, of course, if they win, they are through to the knockout stages of the championship. We're having a substitution. That's what the hold up is for here at the moment, and that's the latest score we have. 17-14 to Tommy Larkins. The number 17 for Sarsfields is coming on the field of play, and that is Evan Cox, and he is on for Carl Dillon making way as well. So as we approach just over a minute of normal time remaining, Cappataggle will need a goal, you will feel, if they're going to save this game. Sarsfields, 1 or 2 more points might be enough. We're going back for a foul. It's going to be a free for Cappataggle. We'll keep an ear out now for the officials to see how much added time we will have. We have a couple of stops in this second half. Niall Collins, Andy, what do you reckon? Is there time for one try?
Well, you don't know what could happen, but I just think that Joseph Cooney's introduction to the game has had a huge bearing because he's really tied down Michael Garvey. He's caused him to be a bit more kind of set on the defensive side. Great point from Collins, 5 points in and out, Darren. But yeah, Joseph Cooney really has shown a strong influence.
Strong influence as well. That brings it back to 4 points, 17 points to 118. But you're right, Cappataggle will have to win the game. A draw will be no good to them. Sarsfields have the advantage. 4 minutes we're going to have on top of the 20 seconds remaining. So 4.5 minutes, and Cappataggle have their tails up at the moment. Here they start to come back as James Egan pushes up the field. A high challenge in there. Play continues on, and Sarsfields overturn possession, and they'll bring the ball out the field through John Cooney. John Cooney down towards Alan Ward. Alan Ward with the ball there. Cappataggle getting touches in there as well, and Kenny Cooney takes possession. The push on the Cappataggle player, and it's going to be a free.
Now that's probably a release of tension from Sarsfields there because that puck out was turned over. Jarlath Mannion had a big carry, fantastic turnover from Dara Donoghue, and now it's wound out to Sarsfields free, so they'll be glad to get the opportunity here now to push further ahead heading into extra time.
Even the one score here, even 5 points at this stage, could be the score that will be enough for Sarsfields. They lead by 4. Cappataggle need a goal at least, we would feel. They'll probably need 2 if this goes over the bar. Right. It doesn't go, it goes out to the right and wide, and there's still hope for Cappataggle. Sarsfields haven't put them away just yet. James Skehill sends the ball out the field. Right in front of us here, near the commentary box here in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe, as Sarsfields battle for possession. Leon Kinnair, the number 3, trying to get the ball, but Cappataggle and James Egan are moving forward. The referee spots his wipe down there. It's going to be a free in for Cappataggle. We're having a bit of getting to know each other afterwards.
Here after.
We'll see what we can make out of there, but as you can see, there's a few foreign objects in the way there blocking our view on this. But
just going with the replay there, Darren, James Egan had the shot in the free, and Joseph Cooney did, in fairness, wrestle him to the ground, and it is probably what kicked off the bit of a pushing match here now at the minute.
It's 17 points to 15 is the latest score. So in the other games were Tommy Larkins against Oranmore Mary. So Oranmore Mary coming back into that contest, but the way this game is going, I think the focus is solely on what you're watching on your TV screens here, or your laptops, or your devices, or you're listening on the audio. Of course, it's brought to you by Galway GA TV, Stream Sport, and Galway Bay FM. Free for Cappataggle. Niall Collins, he has to get it. He's gotten it. It's back to 3 points. We played nearly 2 minutes of the added time.
It's going to be a long 2 minutes now here, Darren, and that is keeping them within touch and distance. 1 score game, long ball to that square. Anything is about to happen, and James Egan is sitting happily there now calling for that ball.
And of course, if you're a Sarsfield supporter, you might be getting nervous as well, because they can't afford to lose the game with Tommy Larkins still in front in the other contest. Cappataggle are complaining that Sarsfields is taking too long with the puck outs. The referee tells Kieran Doran to get on with it. Kenny Cooney wins the ball for Sarsfields, and it was blocked there by Éanna Garvey. And again, the scramble for possession. You can see Dara Dolan, the number 7, in the middle of all that there as well. Who will win the ball? Niall Collins is there. That's a man you want to win the ball if you're a supporter, but Sarsfields have players as well, and I think we're going to do this again. Have a retake as the clock continues to tick away.
Great discipline from Cappataggle there. Kenny Cooney with a fantastic catch, but they didn't foul. Made him play it, turned it over, and it ended up in a big scrap. Ball to be won.
2.5 minutes. The ball is won by Donaghy Campbell. He moves forward. There's 2 players wrestling off the ball, and we'll keep an eye on what's happening on the ball. Niall Collins has it, and he sends the ball down towards the attack. Has it gone too far? It has. It's gone to the left and wide. The referee hasn't seen the bonding before, and I think he's happy enough to leave it, or maybe not. the linesman has called them over, so we had a couple of players involved in this, Andy.
Seems to have lost the helmet, right in front of the linesman there, so unless there's something to be kind of flagged to the referee there with that incident, but yeah, it's coming down the home straight now, Darren. There's nothing between it. They're not letting anything go, and it's a real battle.
Yeah, a lot of talk was about some of the pushing on the line last year, but there's pushing on the line between rival officials at the moment. Now we're going over here to Alan Ward and himself and Ian Garvey.
You know, Alan Ward lost the helmet in that, unless it's just even up with two yellows at this stage, but there was a helmet kind of lost there, yellow on both.
Yellow on both there as well, so just the yellow card remains 15 on 15, 3 points between them. Sarsfields 1-18, Cappataggle 18 points. We're just seeing if we got a result in the other game just yet. I don't think we have it yet. There was 3 points between them last we heard, favouring Tommy Larkins the whole time. And we'll continue on with the action here as well. I'm sure somebody will let us know if there's any change in that. Tommy Larkins on their way through. Ormo Mary already through to the quarterfinals. And Sarsfields, providing they don't concede 4 points in the dying moments of this match, will also be on their way through. A battle for possession. Cappataggle have it through Michael Garvey. Michael Garvey on the move. He has the advantage with the pull. And it's going to be a free. We've played over 4 minutes, but there has been 1 or 2 stops.
Michael Garvey's heading up the field there now as well too, Darren, so there's only one place this to drop now on the edge of the square and see how it goes. Skehill is coming up the field as well. Yeah, they have to get at least 1 goal, but they're going to have to add something afterwards as well. Cappataggle have to win the game, let's not forget. Sarsfields 1-18, Cappataggle 18 points. Niall Collins on his own 65-metre line with the wind is going to take a free for Cappataggle, where everybody on the field of play, bar 2 players, are down towards the opposing square. I hope you can make that on your screen a shot, and it's been blocked down, and I think it was the backside of Leon Kinnair that blocked the shot by Donald Mannion, and it could be the moment that saves Sarsfield's match. Kevin Cooney with possession, moving down the field, takes on 3 players, goes to the ground. The referee's blown the whistle. I think he's blown the final whistle. It's all over, and Sarsfields have put out last year's county finalists Cappataggle out of the championship. It finished Sarsfields 1-18, Cappataggle 18 points. So much to dissect in that, but Andy Cohen, your overall thoughts on that game? Overall thoughts, I suppose, great excitement there. It was value for money for the last 2 minutes there into injury time. Overall, I'd say Darren, Sarsfields probably the better team, made it a little bit more difficult for themselves, let Cappataggle stay alive in the game, but that decisive goal for Kevin Cooney in the second half just broke Cappataggle's response early on that second period. But overall, stronger team, used the ball better, got their scores, and came out on top.
Yeah, you have to credit Cappataggle the way they rallied in the closing stages, but probably left a few chances behind. They got the last 5 scores of the game, but after getting the good start, they conceded control of this contest and allowed Sarsfields to build up a match-winning advantage. They
did, and Sarsfields obviously had that little better scoring threat up front than what Cappataggle would have had. I think they'll rue the fact that they didn't kind of get Liam Collins into that game a little bit more, and that they would have got a better return from the inside line. James Egan came on, Dan Nevin I suppose was taken off early in that second half. They just didn't have that scoring threat, and when you've seen the influence of Cosgrove, you'd seen the influence of Darren Murphy early in the first half, and then what we said earlier on with Joseph Cooney coming in the second half, he really put Michael Garvey under pressure, and it showed the difference that Sarsfields were just that bit stronger and had more firepower.
Yeah, we're just waiting to get a final score from Kenny Park there as well, though Tommy Larkins were 3 up last we heard. For Sarsfields though, after the disappointment of the opening day loss to Ormo Mary, they stepped up when they had to. They got the job done against Tommy Larkins 2 weeks ago, and even there after the slow start they adapted. You spoke about the defenders dropping back, cutting out the space for Cappataggle, and they allowed their players at the other end to get those scores, and especially at the start of the second half when they were against the wind.
And in fairness, going back like I said with the Ormo game, they only lost that game by a point. Now Ormo had a lot of wides, but Sarsfields will look at that game, considering their injuries, consider their injury list again today. Darren Morrissey is not there, obviously a fantastic defender, a fantastic player for them, but the guys that stood out for them, the likes of Darragh Donoghue, John Cooney of course is immense in the first half. David Connaughton went through his fair amount of ball, Joseph Cooney when he came on, and then like I said earlier on, when you have that marquee forward inside, Kevin Cooney nailed his goal chance after fantastic work by John Cosgrove. They just had that little bit extra.
Now we're going to wrap up shortly there. We'll try and get some post-match reaction, but Andy, before we go, your players that impressed you for both teams and your overall man of the match.
Well, I would say both teams. I think Michael Garvey had a good game in fairness. He tried his best. Declan Cronin probably worked very very hard there, tasked with minding Kevin Cooney. For Sarsfields, I thought they had John Cooney really nailed down the first half with those long range frees. Kevin Cooney the target forward, Joseph coming on, but for me probably a left side left field kind of man of the match. But I thought that Darragh Donoghue got a fantastic point to get them on the board early on in the first half. Made a fantastic turnover on Jarlath Mannion there when he turned over Kieran Donan's puck out. So for me, Dara Donoghue is the man of the match.
Dara Donoghue from Sarsfields is the man of the match. We'll try and get our hands on him in just a few moments' time. We have highlights coming up in the game, so don't go away. We'll have reaction from the winning team in the moment. We're being told they're still playing in Kenny Park, but it won't affect anything. Tommy Larkins leading Ormore Mary by 19 points to 16. But here, Sarsfields are through to the preliminary quarterfinals. Cappataggle are out of the championship. Our thanks to Johnny Upton, our cameraman, and Andy Cohen, Joel and myself, Darren Kelly in commentary. But don't go away. We'll be back in about 5 minutes' time. Sarsfields the winners. Sarsfields 118, Cappataggle 18 points. Right in front of the post, 1 minute into the game, and it's Niall Collins looking for his second to double their advantage. Cappataggle did beat Sarsfields in last year's quarter-final. This is good play by Cappataggle. Donaghy Campbell with the ball, offloads it, and Cappataggle are on the move. Oisin Finn, who started the move, is going to try and finish it, and
going to get through ball after ball. So yeah, if Kevin Cooney can nail this now, they'll be happy.
Kevin Cooney with the free. Charlotte Mannion Bobby just paused for a moment. Maybe he should have followed through quicker. John Cooney did well, was brave, and Dara Donoghue the man that sends it down the field, and Dara Donoghue. Kevin Cooney now turns inside his man. He'll go for the score. This should be a point for Sarsfields, and it's to lose. Cappataggle must win the game. They'll be dependent on a reprieve, and Tommy Larkins are 3 points to 2 off over the bar. He'll want to get 1 or 2 just to get himself going again. Kevin Cooney with the free, out close. 15 minutes gone in the game, and it's Niall Collins with the free going for the post. They get the goal. The goal going to be very, very important on a day like today. Kevin Cooney, the man that's going to step up and take the penalty, goes with a shot, and with a save, it's gone wide. No, it went wide. It's a wide ball. We might see that again.
I think it's a 65.
He seemed to signal the wide. John Cosgrove, who won the penalty. John Cosgrove is going to send the ball towards the house, and looks Dara Donoghue on the left hand side of the field. He should might well got himself. He gives it to Darren Murphy. Free inside his own 45-metre line, just outside football's 40-metre arc. Kevin Cooney with the shot from distance. He hit that with a bit more vigour. Send the ball long. They're sending it into space, and they're sending it to John Cooney. We know what John Cooney can do inside the 45-metre line. Out in the left, will go for the shot at the post. It's an excellent. We've seen Jazz so much in the game there as well, but Darren Murphy has it for Sarsfields. Can he hit back time? And Niall Collins with the ball moving down the right, getting away from Leon Kinnair, and Niall Collins continues on the move. Niall Collins gets closer to the goal, and Niall Collins. Sarsfields, when they drop deep, they seem to be reading it very, very well. We'll watch this John Cooney effort first, because we know that John Cooney is well capable of putting them over the bar. 30 minutes of hurling to play. Niall Collins with the free. It looks good. It's played at the end of the first half. We're just here and there as well. John Cooney to take this free. He's been happy with his long range shooting in this game, and why would Mannion has the ball out the left hand side of the field, going for a shot to the goal to our right. Broadcast brought to you in association with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM, but there's a bit of afters going on there. Of course, coming into the start of the day, Ormore Mary on 4 points, Sarsfields and 2, Tommy Larkins and Cappataggle both on in the game. Kevin Cooney with this free outside the 40-metre arc. Attack ball in a very important 10 minutes is coming up here in the Senior Hurling Championship. It's Dermot McCrory. Niall Collins with possession there. Looking out for the option. Jarlath Mannion again winning this free. Niall Collins to take it, and Niall Collins goes for the shot. Remaining in the game as we watch Niall Collins get ready to take the free for Cappataggle. Hits it, sends it down the field, over hits the pass. Donaghy Campbell with a free shot at the post for Cappataggle. Scores off the second half. They know what they need to do to break down this Cappataggle resistance, even though they don't have a good record against them. John Cosgrove has the ball for Sarsfields. John Cosgrove is moving forward there. Kevin Cooney to the right. Chance for Sarsfields. Shot, a goal! A goal for Sarsfields. Back to Kevin. Kevin Cooney goes off the ground to Ian Fox. This is good control by Sarsfields. Live Galway GATV match between Loughrea and Cromwell. Kevin Cooney with the ball there in that contest as we watch Niall Collins, and Niall Collins to take McCrory on the 45-metre line. He goes for the shot at the post. Dermot McCrory, it's going to be close. He controlled that over the course of the match. Joseph Cooney was looking for the pass. He has the ball. He stays on his feet. Joseph Cooney turns on his left, goes for the shot, lifts the season. They're going to have to save it on their own. Niall Collins is going to take the free. Niall Collins with the bit of space open up here for Cappy. Niall Collins continues on the move. He'll go for the shot. But they've gotten 2 in a row. If this goes over, it's 3 in a row. It's short chipping.
Garvey, he's caused him to be a bit more kind of set on the defensive side. Great point from Collins. 5 points in it now, Darren. But yeah, Joseph Cooney really has shown.
Galway BFM free for Cappataggle. Niall Collins, he has to get it. He's gotten it. Oh my Donegal Campbell, he moves forward. There's 2 players wrestling off the ball, and we'll keep an eye on what's happening on the ball. Niall Collins has it, and he sends the Sarsfields match. Kevin Cooney with possession, moving down the field, takes on 3 players, goes to the ground. The referee's blown the whistle. I think he's blown the final whistle. It's all over, and Sarsfields have put out last year's county finalists Cappataggle out of the championship. It finished Sarsfields 118, Cappataggle 18 points. So much to dice. Thank you very much and welcome back here. It's getting very windy in Duggan Park. I'm after going dragging the Sarsfields manager Francis Madden back from the far side to come out and talk to us. And Francis, first things first, congratulations, Sarsfields get the victory.
Yeah, huge win for us, Darren. Yeah, really happy with it. We showed some heart in the second half, but that's what we're about. Like, so yeah.
What did you say at half time? Because you were 3 points up at the first half. You left a few scoring chances behind, and of course we're feeling this wind here as well. The general talk in the stand was 3 points wasn't enough.
Yeah, but I think the fact you're leaving scores behind you, you know you're doing a lot of the right thing, and it was very calm at half time. There was no panic. It was about being better on the ball. Actually, was a lot of it because we were a bit jittery and a bit nervous maybe in the first 10 minutes, but no, we got the scores again at the right time, and it was just keeping calm and doing the right thing on the ball.
There was a lot at stake in this game between 2 rivals, 2 neighbouring parishes, 2 pre-championship among the top teams in regards to championship contenders as well. There was so much at stake.
There was a lot, and since from 2 weeks ago, we've suffered body blow after body blow, kind of losing players. Paddy couldn't get out today. He's with the cadets. Alex picked up an injury. Darren picked up an injury. So the players, and I have to give credit as well to the analysts and the coaches. It was from every body blow we got, we rallied against it, and it just says an awful lot about our panel and how together we are. And I think losing the first day has really galvanised us. But look, it's another step on a road that we want to get. We were very hurt last year, and it's another step on the right road.
As you mentioned those players, because you caught us off guard when we saw those particular names that you mentioned not playing. And of course, Joseph wasn't back yet. Joseph Cooney, of course, great lift for the team to see him come on the field of play. But you told me at the start of the campaign you brought in new blood into the team this year as well. And I think today we saw an example of how strong the Sarsfields squad can be.
I think I said it to Sean after the last match. We're really lucky with the young fellas we have, and we've added kind of 6 of maybe the under 20s, and they've just added real energy to the panel again, But lads Pierce, Jermith, and Fergus have made their debuts this year, and they've really stood up in championship hurling, and Galway championship hurling is really hard. I know some groups, maybe I seen things during the week that's. There's big wins in other groups, but our group is so competitive and so tough, so our goal was to come out of it, and we've done that now. So
we knew at the start of the campaign a good team, and look, they're all good teams in the senior championship, I know, but a strong team was going to go out. And of course, I don't know how much you were keeping an eye on what was happening in Kenny Park. In the other game, Tommy Larkins won by 3 points anyway in the end, but you knew the quarter-final place was away. Cappataggle were coming out as last year's runners-up. They got off to a good start, getting 3 scores, but then you adapted. You dropped players back. John Cooney got down a lot of the ball. Dara Donoghue as well, raiding down the left.
Yeah, no, we did. We played. When we adapted to it, we played really well, I felt. And I know, as you said, kind of maybe at half time it might have felt like that the 3 points wouldn't be enough, but we felt we were, as I said to you, we were doing the right thing. And no, look, it's a win. It's a win.
It's a win too, and of course it was decided by the goal in the end. Kevin Cooney putting the ball in the back of the net, exactly the man you want to have a ball like that in that position.
Yeah, and we have been creating chances even against Ormore. We missed 2. We missed the penalty again today, so that's a positive for us now that we can afford to have missed them today. But going into the championship, we need to be putting all those chances away.
Cappataggle, just 2 questions and I'll let you go, Francis. Cappataggle pushed you as we expected until the closing moments. You had the break ball down there, and there was a couple of low shots in there as well. And of course, a game with so much at stake, there was such an edge from personal duels at times.
Oh yeah, but they are a really good side, and they're really well coached. They were very unlucky not to win a county title last year, and it just shows you the fine margins, So, yeah.
Finally, Job is done, you've won, you're through to the preliminary quarter-final draw tomorrow. Relieved now, I'd say, is the word there, is it?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, you know, there's always pressure coming into championship matches, like, you know, but yeah, it's job done for today, but I'm sure now tomorrow morning focus starts again on the next 2 weeks, like, you know, and the job will get even harder from here on in.
Well,
yeah.
Francis, we'll let you enjoy tonight. Thanks a million and well
Thanks
done.
a million, Darren. Thank you.
That's the Sarsfields manager, Francis Madden, talking to us there after the game. At the end of the day, we knew there wasn't going to be much between them, and there wasn't in the end. Just one score, one goal. Kevin Cooney in the back of the net has given Sarsfields the result. And of course, as we've mentioned, the other game, Tommy Larkins have beaten Ardmore Mary by 19 points to 16. It means Ardmore Mary were already through to the quarterfinals of the Senior Hurling Championship. Sarsfields and Tommy Larkins will go into the preliminary quarterfinal draw that will take place tomorrow evening. We hope you enjoyed our coverage with last year's runners-up or out of the championship. We have 3 live games on Galway GA TV tomorrow for you to enjoy, starting at 3 o'clock when we'll be in Pearse Stadium for Clarenbridge against Castlegar, another very, very important Group 3 to determine what happens. And then we'll be heading to Kenny Park at Athenry for between 4 teams unbeaten so far, looking for places in the quarter-finals. We have St Thomas's against Athenry at 4:15, and then Loughrea, the defending county champions, up against Cropwell, who will take their place in the final 8. Sarsfields are not thinking about the final 8 today. They are in the final 12. That's what they wanted to be. But Cappataggle, after the highs of nearly winning the county championship last year, will be in the relegation dogfight when that commences in 2 weeks' time. Again, we hope you enjoyed our coverage on Galway GA TV with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM. We'll be back again with more live action for you again tomorrow. The final score here in Duggan Park in the Forvis Masars Senior Hurling Championship. Sarsfields the winners. If it is Sarsfields 118, Cappataggle 18 points.